Good morning again. Shall we start again? Okay, on Instagram. Can't hear the passion, but you can hear it. Can you just press play on there and see if the sound is coming through? That's brilliant. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I just you had great expression. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's start again because that is life, and it's one of the biggest challenges that we face. This week is all about Mi3.65. Upgrade your life. Do you believe that you can upgrade your life? Please feel free to share this. On a Monday, we broadcast to the world on a Monday. Everyone can listen to this information. It's free. And I believe what I'm going to say to you over the next few minutes can radically change your life. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, those broadcasts are just for our elite members. For the next 8 weeks, we are following the Mi3.65 Upgrade Your Life Masterclass, Upgrade 3.65. We are all due an upgrade. My challenge is to inspire you, and for our elite members, come on a journey with me for 365 days as we upgrade your life to 3.65. If you want to find out about becoming an elite member, private message this page, and we will give you all the information that you need. So what I want you to think about is there anything in your life you'd like to upgrade? If you could, I mean, in your life, would you like to upgrade your car, upgrade your phone? Apple have got us all sucked in. Many people are thinking about, do I upgrade to the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 10? I don't know, but I think I'm due an upgrade when really we probably don't need one, but we have been bought into, I must get the new television, I must get this, I must get, rather than what about upgrading us? What would you like to upgrade in your own life? Would you like to upgrade your relationships with the people dearest to you? Would you like to upgrade your finances? Would you like to upgrade your health, your well-being, your emotions? Would you like to upgrade your goals, your dreams, your visions, whatever, your ambitions? Are you the sort of person that would like to upgrade? You see, the great thing is that we can do that. We can do that. I've spent my last 25 years of my life obsessed with finding out what works. So who remembers one of these? It's a tape recorder, and this is Instagram. How far do you think we have come from this to this? How far? This probably came out in the 90s, but I remember having a computer in 1981, a ZX Spectrum. Thank you very much to all of you that have shared this. We really appreciate it. But listen, how far have we come from this? Just think about how far we've come between this, a tape, and how far we've come from Spotify right now that I can hear any song at any time, whenever I want. Wherever I am in the world, it is incredible to see how far we have come. Technology has advanced so much, but the one thing about us is that we are limited between what we can actually do. And this is where it starts to get really interesting. And when we talk about upgrading your life, I suppose the first thing, let me give you an example, okay? If you want to upgrade your life, it's very easy not to do it because you think, well, you know, my life is okay. And if your life is okay and you're just happy with the way that it is, then why would you want to upgrade anything? But if there are things that you want to achieve, like, for example, becoming financially independent, becoming healthier, becoming happier, being more productive, then surely you all understand that that's something you could work towards, that you have a reason. So we opened the doors to our elite members, and on Friday I asked everyone to fill in a form to really write down what are your goals, what do you want to achieve, and I reckon 1/3 of everyone has done it. And it's like if you don't do that, you're not even giving yourself a chance to upgrade. You haven't even come off of the blocks. I just saw a friend of mine in the gym. I went to the gym this morning at 6 o'clock, and she said, oh, I've lost 4 inches. She's following our weight loss program. She said, I've lost 4 inches in a couple of weeks. And I said, that's amazing. She said, really is? I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, most people don't even get out of the blocks. They want to do something, they sign up, they buy something, and then they think that's it. And this is why, if you think about this, and this is why this is so important for me to explain this to you, Tell me right now, everyone, just type in something in your life that you want. Anything in your life you want. You might think, so to upgrade to, I want better relationships. I want better health, better well-being. Anything in your life that you want. How many of you would like to be financially independent? How many of you, all these things, I want this. Now, let's just say you went into a bookmaker and the bookmaker, you said to the bookmaker, right, I want to lose weight. This is my history because I want to look at your form. And they'll probably go, you've got a 98%, you've got a 2% chance. So I'll give you, I don't know, I'll give you 100 to 1. 100 to 1. 100 to 1 that you won't achieve it. So you see, well, oh my God, the odds are really stacked up against you with anything that you want to achieve, financial freedom. The odds are stacked against you. The odds are so stacked against you. If there's something you want specifically, a better job, better health, better well-being, the odds are so stacked against you. It's like, and I'm sorry, I'm just being brutally honest with you, because the software that you are trying to run, you see, you've got this hardware, right? Let's look at the upgrade, the actual understanding what we're talking about here. Who designed the computer? We did. And computers work very much like us. But we have a 2 million year old brain. Please understand this. We have a 2 million year old brain, and we are trying to run that brain in ways that it does not run. Plus, most of us don't want to let go of what we've been doing for so long. So please understand this, Trina. If you want better health, all of you want all these things that you want, surely you've got to understand that that means you've got to upgrade something. Something has got to change. And this is something we're going to be looking at over the next 8 weeks. And I know that over the next 8 weeks, people's lives are going to change beyond anything that you can possibly imagine. See, I don't know too much about computers. If I took the computer apart and looked inside, I wouldn't really know what was going on. I really wouldn't understand. But when it comes to this, I've got a pretty good understanding of how you are working. What is running the machine? What is running you? Well, you've got this hardware. It's the software inside you. And for many of us, the software we're running inside us is just some outdated bits of software that were installed many years ago. So this is one of the things that we talk about. So let's look at upgrade 3.65. So this is you, 1.0. This was you when you were born, between the ages of 0 and 3. This was you. You were born. Yes, who here was born? Put your hands up. Yes, Pete, I was born. You were born, 1.0. You 2.0 was when, from the age of about 3 upwards until your age now, your current age. And what happened to you? Well, you learned to fit in. You learned to fit into a world that started giving you messages. And you took a lot of those messages in, and you developed some great habits and poor habits. You developed some insecurities, some imperfections. I'm not good enough. What you developed in many cases was beliefs, certain beliefs about yourself. Does anyone know? Does anyone have any idea what some of the most common beliefs are that people have? Does anyone know? Anyone know? Well, one of the most common beliefs that people have is, I'm not good enough. I don't know whether you've ever thought that before. I'm just not good enough. And another belief is that people have is, nobody loves me, or I'm not worthy of love. I'm not good enough. Now, this is a fact. This is how a lot of people feel. If you could go through the world and have access to what people were thinking, and you could start recording people, you could record what you were thinking, you played it back, you'd go, wow, you do spend a lot of time running this program. Now, do you want to change that program? Does anyone want to change the program? Does anyone want a better software running in their brain? And this is the most important part of today's broadcast. This is the most important part of today's broadcast. And it's the most challenging thing I might say to all of you. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I was on television for about 12 years. And when I look back, because there's some of the footage you can find on YouTube, you can see that there was so much more time that people had on the TV show. Time to talk, time to listen, longer bits before the adverts came. And if you look now, everything is happening so fast. People want everything fast. People want everything now. People get frustrated waiting for their phone to power up or to turn off. People get frustrated when they're waiting in a bank. People get upset so easily. We've created a world where we want everything now. Now, our brains are incredible, but we have to work with the hardware and not against it. And that's what many of us do. We are working against ourselves by the software that we're running that isn't allowing us to perform at our best. We're running beliefs about ourselves which stop us from being who we are really, truly capable of being. But this is it. This is the key thing. It is going to take work, and it's manual. Write that word down. It's manual input. This has to be input manually. It's what you do every day to install new habits, new ways of thinking. It takes work. It takes. By the way, 1.0, 2.0, isn't it time for an upgrade? 3.65. Is it not time for you to upgrade? Isn't it? It's just a question of whether you want to do it, because no one can do it for you. I can show up every day and be a constant force of inspiration and inspire you. I can give you a whole group of people who will love on you and help you and support you, but no one can do it for you. And the question is, are you prepared? Because this is the other thing I asked our Mi3.65 elite members to do. I asked them to write this down and take a picture of it. Write down this word on a Post-it note and stick it somewhere where you can see it every single day. Show up. Show up, because the only way success comes, and 90% of success, so they say, whoever they say, is all about showing up. It's the little things that we do every day. And if you are prepared, 365, to give yourself 365 days. Here we go, day 2. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We are 4 days in. For those of you, I know most of you can't see this, but that doesn't matter. 4 days here. Imagine what 365 days would look like with you really going to work on yourself. Does this make sense? So what I ask you to think about is, those of you that are a part of our elite family, I'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. If you haven't filled in, you haven't done the three things I asked you to do. One was a review of last week. The second was to write down the word show up and put it somewhere. Put it places where you can see it to remind yourself the importance of showing up. And the other thing I asked you to do was to fill in these questions that we want to know. What do you want? Where are you now? What do you want in 365 days? Because this is 365 days of manually working on ourselves to install new software. So this greatest thing, and as I finish off today's broadcast, what's the most valuable thing you own? People say their children. I say, you don't own your children. They're on a lease. Or your house. You don't own your house. Well, you might do, but chances are you've got a mortgage. The most amazing thing you have is this body, right? This body and this mind. What's the next greatest thing? The fact that you can use an imagination to create things that you want to manifest in your life. What's the biggest thing, the biggest failure of us, of humanity, is not using what we've been given in the best possible way that we can. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. It just matters that you have a desire to work towards something, work with a coach, and take your life to a whole new level. If you haven't already decided to become an elite member, you can just put a message in on this Facebook page, and we can show you how. So this is it. This is what I want you to think about today. Is if you were going to work, this is really important. If you were going to work on yourself for 365 days, what would be the benefit to you? See, right now, this is all working. This technology is working because of that Wi-Fi box. Wi-Fi, W-I-F-M. Okay, W-I-F-M. Yes, W-I-F-M, Wi-Fi. This is what I want you to think about. With him, what's in it for me? You guys on Instagram can't see this, but with him. Anyway, with him, what's in it for me? With him, what is in it for me? What would you get out of it? Now, lastly, and I mean lastly, if you want to achieve anything, like some of you, the odds are stacked against you, but they're stacked so much less against you if you work with a coach, work with a community, apply what you're doing, show up, things are much more likely to happen. But what I want to tell you is this. Along the way to getting what you want, the bigger the thing that you want, the bigger the challenge is going to be. Sometimes the bigger the sacrifices that we have to make. Is it worth it? I know it's worth it. What we have done, what I have done professionally over the last however many years has helped so many people just like you break free, slim, fit, healthier, happier, more confident, financially free, a job that they've always wanted to have, more confidence. But what we've done over the last 18 months of Mi3.65 is we've helped people do a 365. They've turned their life around, a 365. How many of you, since you've been in Mi3.65, have 365'd your life? And what have you achieved? Some of you could share that right now as we just come to the end. And I appreciate all of you showing up this morning. And what's your biggest takeaway? Write this down, absolutely essential. From what I've just said, what is the biggest takeaway from what I've said? So important. And write that down. If you just look at what some people have achieved, you'll realize that these people have done a 365. So you can read some people's comments here. Look, I have greater confidence. Showing up, baby. I have greater confidence. You see what people are achieving. Everyone can do this. But the reality is, as you probably know, is it does revolve around work. Look at this. I've 365 my life. I've lost 3 stone in weight and so much more. Ask yourself, what is that worth? What am I prepared to give up to change for my end goal? What are you prepared to gain? It's changed my mind, my lifestyle, my confidence. Just read these and realize for yourself, how have these people done it? They've Mi365 their life. I've completely changed my mindset, negative to positive. Change of mindset, 2 stone loss, more confidence. This is real. This is real stuff. These are everyday people just like you and me. I can go out on my own. This is someone who had a serious fear. Eddie, in Sweden, my business has exploded big time. Carmen, oh, sorry. Yes, she is a very special lady. This is really amazing, and it's great to be able to share this with you, whether you're an elite member or whether you're someone who's just watching for the first time. Mi3.65 has already changed my mindset, my software. Paul Thorne, I have relationships with people all over the world. Amazing. The best is yet to come. Believing in myself. My confidence has soared. My life, read this, my life has changed beyond recognition. Believing in myself. These are people just like you. And if you're not inspired by this and you think, wow, look what they've done, I can do the same thing. It's all about manual input. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. If you're an elite member, write down the word show up. Take some pictures and show what you're working on. Denise Sparks has added to my skill box and continues to develop. My brain has become rewired. Biggest takeaway from today, my greatest gift, my brain and body. Thank you so much. Well done, everyone, for showing up. You have so much more potential. Sometimes we just need people to help us bring out that potential that we have. I'm having the life I want. I'm truly happy. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. I believe, again, Louise Summerscales, remembering it's manual to properly upgrade. Thank you for being here this morning. There's so much more that I can share with you. And those of you that are elite, I will see you tomorrow morning, every day this week. And we're going to do some great stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry about the sound challenge we had in the beginning. If you want to find out about Elite, just let us know. Private message us through the Facebook page and we'll tell you how. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. All the best. Much love to all.